Yeah, so I'll be presenting DegenHive. So I'll be basically bumping through the our deck and the product demo. So you know how it looks like. So like, what is DegenHive? So we are basically building key Move infrastructure. So if you know Move, it's a new VM built by Facebook. So we are building like composable social graph, supercharged with AI content and powered by DeFi. So I know these are like a lot of buzzwords. So I'll try to break it down. Yeah. So when I say social graph, so we know social graphs create a lot of value, like Facebook, Twitter. Right now, like Farcaster is doing pretty well on that side. We are creating a social graph, but we are focusing on Gen AI content, where NFTs are the wrappers for that AI content. And additionally, we have DeFi primitives. The reason we have DeFi primitives is because, like, if you look at Farcaster or Lens Protocol or any social application right now, they are not making actual money, right? And if you look at Web3, Web2 social network like Facebook, Instagram, they make money from advertisement. So on our platform, what we have been able to do is like create with the DeFi like DeFi primitives, make money, use that incentives to incentivize activity on the social layer, and that unlocks the flywheel effect. Because like once you have more on the social layer, you have more DeFi activity, more social activity, and so on. So this is what how our website looks like. So we are currently on testnet. We are building it on Sui network. So like as I was continuing on our deck, so we have a social graph and DeFi primitives. Like on the deck part, I'll continue on the social side because like on the DeFi part, it's nothing new. So this is how our DeFi application looks like. Look, like we have a AMM swap. So we have if you know about AMMs, we have Curve V2 style passive concentrated liquidity, stable swap, weighted, all of that. Here you can like manage your LP position, and this is like the parameters and stuff like that. Governance, we have micro governance of pools. Here you can see your like liquidity breakdown, your LP position will be here. And the thing that we are doing different is if you look at any other DeFi application, be it Uniswap, be it Curve, they use their like protocol fee which they are earning to buy back the governance token. And they are basically distributing that as yield among the stakers on the network. We are doing it differently. So we are basically collecting that yield and we convert that into Degen Sui. So we basically buy back Sui token and then we liquid stake it. So what that means is that on this network, as on-chain trading volume grows, we are helping decentralizing the network. I think that's really needed right now because the platform is centralized at the moment, right? And this is how the social application looks like. So I just logged in. Here I can see different users on the platform. I can go to someone's profile. This is like their timeline, how that looks like. The AI generations that they're doing will come here. The NFTs that they own will come here. This is like my profile on the platform. I can update like my username, bio, subscription pricing, all of that. So it feels very much like Web2, but it is Web3, right? And yeah, like now the thing that we are doing different is like we are focusing more on AI content. The reason for that is that like if you look at Farcaster's core value prop, right? One is composability. Second is they're saying data ownership. Now in the world of AI, the with data ownership, I think you should solve this data curation problem which you have with AI models, because in my opinion, AI models are getting open sourced. The bottleneck will be data sets, right? And if you look at Facebook, Twitter, these platforms, what is happening right now is that users are paying for compute and they are putting that data freely on Twitter and like Facebook, these platforms. Now, these platforms have the monopoly, so they can use that data to train AI models, right? So they have better generic AI capabilities. So they're like normal AI developers, let's say people who are creating this kind of content, they are kind of like at a disadvantage, right? Because the problem is like these people may want to like create some niche content, but they don't have the data set. And many times it can take a lot of time to create this data set, because like sometimes one AI model for one inference, if you're doing something like a video thing, it can take like 7 hours, 8 hours, right? So what we are saying is that we have a social platform here, as you can launch your NFT collections and you can like map your NFT collection with AI model, and here as you create content, this content is not owned by a company. It is available on IPFS, this stuff, right? So then you can use that data set to make your AI model better, right? And as you are doing it, the community who is making content on your AI model, right? They are doing that on chain. Everything is like on chain happening here, and it is incentivized with token incentive. So you are kind of incentivizing people for being creative, like learning how to use AI model. And as they are doing it, they are helping the AI developer by curating a data set which they can use to fine tune their AI model, right? So if you are into NFT space, if you know like Pudgy Penguin, so think like if Pudgy Penguin would have launched here, then community was creating memes and stuff like that on Pudgy Penguin. That is going to enable like a video model like where you can make 10-second videos, Later, it can be like 1 minute video, but we are able to unlock that flywheel effect. Yeah, this is like I can basically click here, see their store here, launch the NFT collection, stuff like that. And yeah, like the reason we have DeFi primitives is because like from DeFi we make money on the social side, and we're able to incentivize it. So if you look at Farcaster right now, people have to pay $10 to make a profile. Here, they don't have to do that. Yeah, so that's a brief overview on the platform part. Continuing in the deck, yeah. So in terms of the flywheels, like we are trying to unlock these two main flywheels. So one is like the value created by a social graph. We are capturing it as protocol owned liquidity. So like if you don't know what that term means, so that means like the tokens are owned by the protocol itself. You don't have to incentivize TVL because TVL is owned by the application itself. And we are able to like kind of use that protocol on liquidity to transfer value back to creators of that value, who are the content creators and developers on the platform. And on the AI part, it's basically the dataset problem that we're trying to solve. That like we are incentivizing curation of open datasets that will lead to better AI model, better creative content capabilities, right? A brief background on myself. So previous to this, I was working at Delphi Digital. So I was core contributor to Astroport and Mars protocols. So they were pretty big on Terra network. Had a 5 billion FDV. But if you know like Luna USD, so the crash happened, and after the crash, I started my venture, Abstract Labs. So right now it's like fully bootstrapped. We haven't raised any external capital. Now the application is ready. Right now, like I just came to Alliance DAO in New York for a hackathon. Right now I'm here in Austin for consensus, and I'll be in like SF next week for the SUI head office. And yeah, like in terms of problem that we are solving, I think I have covered that briefly. But just to come again, like social networks are centralized because essentially what they are doing is they capture value created by the people who are the users of that network, and they reserve it for shareholders of that one, right? And the data set problem is getting bigger because even if you look at like Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, right, he made just APIs more expensive, and now you have to pay $8 to use Twitter to even see that data, right? Because data sets are the new oil. So with DegenHive, we are able to like decentralize that stack. It is composable. We have the data, but on the data, we are focusing on AI IP, so community owned IP. And because it's like on Web3, we have added speculation, so people can monetize that IP in multiple ways.